Welcome, dear friends, to a profound exploration of self-knowledge and the spiritual journey toward becoming truly empty. Today, we begin with understanding the essence of emptiness and its significance in our lives. What does it mean to be empty? In the modern world, emptiness often carries a negative connotation, something missing, a void that causes unease. However, in the spiritual context, becoming empty is the ultimate liberation from the self-imposed limitations and the narratives that govern our lives. It is not about lacking something, but about creating a space where true wisdom can flourish. Let's start by examining our daily lives. We are constantly filling our days with activities, thoughts, and emotions. It's as if we are afraid of having any moment of silence or stillness. But have you ever considered what lies beneath this constant noise? Why is there such a fear of silence or emptiness? To understand emptiness, we must first understand its opposite, fullness. Fullness is often characterized by a life cluttered with desires, attachments, and external validation. It is the state where our egos are in control, driving our actions and reactions. This state of being is not inherently wrong. However, it often leaves us feeling unfulfilled and restless. Why do you think that is? Could it be that in the pursuit of filling our lives, we have lost touch with our true selves? This brings us to our first profound realization. Emptiness is not about absence, but about the presence of everything in its purest form. Imagine a cup. When it is empty, it has the potential to hold anything: water, tea, coffee. Similarly, when we become empty, we hold the potential for infinite possibilities. We are free from the constraints of our past experiences, our biases, and the rigid structures of our personalities. To progress toward this state of emptiness, we need to start by observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment. Notice how often our mind is filled with thoughts about the past or the future. By observing these thoughts, we begin to realize that they are not the essence of who we are. They are simply mental formations, passing through the vast sky of our consciousness. Now consider your emotional reactions. How often do you react out of habit without truly understanding why? By becoming aware of these automatic responses, we can start to detach ourselves from them. This detachment is not a form of avoidance, but an understanding that we are more than our reactions. The practice of meditation is invaluable in this journey. It teaches us to sit with our emptiness, to allow thoughts and emotions to come and go without clinging to them. As we deepen our practice, we start to experience moments of true emptiness, moments where we are not driven by ego, desire, or aversion. These moments are profound, for they provide a glimpse into what it means to be truly free. In your daily life, try to create moments of emptiness. It could be as simple as turning off your devices for an hour, sitting quietly without distractions, or just being in nature. What do you notice in these moments? Do you feel discomfort, or do you start to appreciate the space that emptiness provides? As we conclude this first part of our discussion, I invite you to reflect on the idea that becoming empty is not about losing something. It is about gaining access to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It is the first step toward true freedom and enlightenment. Embracing emptiness in relationships. The path to true connection. As we journey further into our exploration of emptiness, we now turn our focus towards our relationships. This aspect of emptiness challenges us to reconsider how we interact with others and the underlying motivations that shape these interactions. In relationships, whether familial, romantic, or platonic, we often find ourselves playing roles. These roles are shaped by societal expectations, past experiences, and our own desires for acceptance and love. But have you ever paused to consider how these roles might be limiting the authenticity of your connections? The concept of emptiness invites us to strip away these roles and pretenses, allowing our true selves to interact with the true selves of others. This can be unsettling at first. It feels vulnerable and raw. However, it is in this vulnerability that the potential for genuine relationships lies. What fears come up for you when you think about dropping these roles? Are you afraid of not being accepted, or perhaps of being seen for who you truly are? To foster emptiness in relationships, we must first cultivate self-awareness. This involves understanding our own needs, desires, and fears without judgment. It requires us to be present with ourselves, acknowledging our feelings and thoughts as they arise, yet not allowing them to dictate our actions. This level of awareness helps us respond rather than react to others, creating space for more conscious and fulfilling interactions. Consider the last time you had a disagreement with someone. Were your reactions driven by old patterns or by a true understanding of the present situation? How might the outcome have been different if you had approached the interaction with emptiness, free from past hurts and preconceptions? Practicing mindfulness is a powerful tool in this context. It enables us to listen deeply not only to our own hearts but also to what others are truly saying. This deep listening is the foundation of empathy, allowing us to connect with others on a more profound level. When we listen from a place of emptiness, we are not preparing our next argument or thinking about our response. Instead, we are fully present, open to understanding the other person's perspective. Another aspect of embracing emptiness in relationships is learning to let go of attachments. We often cling to people, expecting them to fulfill our needs or to make us happy. This attachment can lead to suffering, as it places an undue burden on the relationship. By practicing emptiness, we learn to enjoy relationships for what they are in the moment, without imposing our expectations and desires onto them. Letting go of these attachments does not mean we do not care. On the contrary, it allows us to love more freely and completely. When we are not tied down by our needs and fears, we can give genuinely and openly. How might your relationships change if you were to let go of these attachments? What would it look like to love without needing anything in return? As we wrap up this segment, I encourage you to experiment with bringing emptiness into one of your relationships. Start small by choosing one interaction where you will fully apply these principles. Notice what changes both in you and in the other person. Navigating life's crossroads. Emptiness as a guide to enlightened decision-making. In this segment of our exploration into emptiness, we turn our attention to the realm of decision-making. Every day, we are faced with choices that shape our lives. These decisions, from the mundane to the monumental, often carry the weight of our past experiences, societal pressures, and future anxieties. But what if we approach decision-making from a place of emptiness? How might this perspective transform the way we navigate our choices? Emptiness in decision-making does not imply a lack of information or carelessness. Rather, it suggests a state of mind where one is free from cluttering influences and is able to perceive the situation with clarity and openness. This approach allows us to make decisions that are aligned with our true selves and our deepest values. Consider how often our choices are influenced by fear, desire, or obligation. These emotions are natural, but when they become the driving force behind our decisions, we may find ourselves on paths that do not truly resonate with our innermost being. Emptiness offers us a way to step back and evaluate these influences, to see them for what they are, transient and not necessarily defining of who we are or what is best for us. To cultivate this state of emptiness when making decisions, it is helpful to practice mindfulness. By focusing on the present moment and observing our thoughts and emotions without attachment, we can gain insights into what is genuinely driving our choices. Are these drivers serving our highest good, or are they keeping us tethered to outdated beliefs and patterns? Mindfulness can be practiced through meditation, but also through simple daily practices such as mindful walking or conscious breathing. These practices help clear the mind, making space for new insights and perspectives to emerge. When faced with a decision, take a moment to breathe deeply and center yourself. What feels like the most authentic choice when you are in this state of calm and clarity? Furthermore, emptiness empowers us to embrace uncertainty. The fear of the unknown can paralyze decision-making, leading us to choose the familiar path even when it no longer serves us. Emptiness teaches us that the unknown is not a void of fear, but a space of infinite possibilities. When we accept that we cannot control every outcome, we open ourselves to the flow of life, making decisions that are adaptive, innovative, and bold. To integrate this practice into your life, start by reflecting on a recent decision you made. How much of your choice was influenced by past experiences, fears, or external expectations? Imagine approaching this decision from a state of emptiness. How might your decision-making process have differed? What might you have chosen if you were free from these influences? As we conclude this part of our journey, remember that the practice of emptiness in decision-making is a continual process of learning and growth. Each decision is an opportunity to practice being present, mindful, and detached from the clutter that obscures our inner wisdom. Unleashing the infinite canvas, emptiness as the wellspring of creativity and innovation. In this final exploration of the power of emptiness, we dive into how this profound concept serves as a source of limitless potential, akin to an empty canvas that beckons the artist with boundless possibilities. Creativity flourishes in open spaces, the uncharted territories of our minds and spirits. Yet, our everyday environments and routines can clutter these spaces with noise, habitual thinking, and preconceived notions. Emptiness invites us to clear these obstructions, allowing fresh, original ideas to emerge. Emptiness in creativity means approaching problems and projects without the baggage of previous failures, successes, or biases. While it does not suggest ignoring past experiences or skills, it does advocate for an openness to view things in a new light. This is crucial for bypassing the usual mental shortcuts and venturing into novel explorations. To cultivate this creative emptiness, one can engage in several practices: mindful meditation to detach from cluttered thoughts, nature walks to reset cognitive processes and draw inspiration from the randomness of natural environments, engaging in artistic endeavors to express freely without aiming for a specific outcome, and journaling to access deeper, usually inaccessible thoughts. In the realm of innovation, emptiness can be seen as an essential stage in the creative process, a phase of letting go where old ways of thinking are dismantled to make room for transformative ideas. Many of the world's revolutionary innovations have emerged from a conceptual emptiness, where the lack of clear answers or solutions opens up pathways to groundbreaking breakthroughs. A significant part of leveraging emptiness in creativity and innovation is the ability to embrace uncertainty. The fear of the unknown can stifle potential and anchor us to the familiar. Emptiness teaches us to find comfort in not knowing, which is often the fertile ground where creative magic occurs. As we wrap up this series on the transformative power of emptiness, consider how this concept can not only deepen self-awareness and enhance relationships, but also elevate your decision-making and creativity to new heights. Embracing emptiness is not about seeking nothingness. It is about discovering everything in its most potent and essential form. Let this exploration be the beginning of a journey towards greater freedom, joy, and fulfillment in all facets of your life. Are you ready to step into the infinite canvas of your potential and discover what masterpieces you can create?